I'm sure feeling ko may mga magagalit sa akin sa sasabihin ko. For example, your parents are the type na kailangan niyong padalan lagi ng pera or i-support. Come to think of it, bakit ba sila dumating sa point na ganyan, na naging dependent sa inyo? Di ba dapat sila yung nag-prepare for themselves, for their retirement? Sino bang may kasalanan kung bakit naging ganyan yung parents ng mga victims of financial abuse or yung mga narc parents? Sino bang may kasalanan, di ba?
Ang dami nang left the group. Ang dami nang nasaktan. Sumasagot ka na, disrespectful ka na.
Baka nakakalimutan mo ako nagpalaki sa'yo. Pag wala ako, wala ka din.
Aray. Ginawa ko lahat para sa'yo, mas ganito ka sa akin. Ganito lang igaganti.
Ay!
Nakanggalang!
Ingrata! Hello mga kakuda! Welcome sa Madami Akong Kuda Season 2! Kung saan lahat ng bawal pag-usapan ay lalo nating pag-uusapan! I'm Cheryl, mom, entrepreneur, and a certified overthinker.
And I'm Soraya, Cheryl's new co-host and kakuda. I'm a business psychology and shadow work coach and minsan human emotional support ng mga pagod na maging girl boss kagaya nitong si Cheryl. At
Kami ang magkaibigan, madaming opinion, kahit di tinatanong. Hey, okay, so, episode 3 of season 2, eto na.
Episode 3 na agad.
Grabe naman. Saan napunta yung time? Episode 3 na agad. So ngayon, ang topic natin ay tungkol sa mga narcissistic parents. Kasi, wow talaga. Kasi napansin ko, yung generation natin, ang daming ganong issue na within our group of friends. Alam mo yun? Yung parang ganon. But, wait lang, disclaimer, hindi ito tungkol sa mga magulang namin, ha? Baka sabihin niyo naman, sobrang sama naming mga anak. Hindi, ganito. Baka sabihin, ingrata! Ganon. Baka sabihin niyo kami, ingrata ka, ganon. Hindi naman, grabe naman.
Actually kasi, kaya namin to naisip na episode is yung topic is because marami akong naging clients na ito yung problem.
Actually, halos lahat.
Halos lahat,
no?
actually.
Halos lahat.
Parang they had a very controlling mom.
And how does it affect having a controlling mom or parents affect their being an adult and while running a business? Yes. So, oh my God, gagawin ba talaga natin to? Okay. So, marami kami magiging example dito. So, wag niyo nang hulaan kung sino kasi niyo nun mahuhulaan. Pero, probably it's not us. So, ayun, we are talking about narcissistic parents, kung sino yung laging may pag-guilt trip, laging may control, or trying to control us and keep telling us na makinig ka sa amin, kami ang tama, kami matanda. Parang gano'n, na ako nagpalaki sa'yo, kilala kita, alam ko yung ginagawa mo. Gets mo? Parang ganon.
Typical lines na controlling parents.
Speaking of typical lines, ano yung mga lines na yon? Yung mga, paki-enumerate nga.
Yung mga typical lines. Diba?
Wait lang.
Para to sa future mo, anak. Ganyan.
Talaga ba?
Ano pa yung mga
ano pa?
Sumasagot ka na, disrespectful ka na. Mga ganyan.
Eto maganda. Baka nakakalimutan mo ako nagpalaki sa'yo.
Ano ba, may listahan pa kung magkano yung panganganak sa'yo, yung mga diaper.
Oo. Tapos meron pang isa. Yung yung sinasabi na walang magmamahal sa'yo kundi ako lang. Or pag wala ako, wala ka din.
Aray ko.
Grabe, no?
Nakaka-relate na ba, mga kakuda?
Grabe, no?
Sapul
na ba tayo, Jern?
May isa pa ako,
Ano?
Ako. Ginawa ko lahat para sa'yo, tas ganito ka sa'kin. Ganito lang igaganti mo.
Ay!
Nakanggalang!
Ingrata! Grabe!
Meron pa.
Ang bigat naman niya.
Actual na kinuwento sa akin ng client ko. Hindi ako galit, nalulungkot lang ako. Yung parang very passive-aggressive na, kunyari, hindi mo siya sinabihan sa event mo. Kasi alam mo, nanega lang siya eh. Tapos nalaman nung nanay. Tapos sabi daw, Ma, sorry na, ganyan. Hindi man ako galit, nalulungkot lang ako. Oo, yung
sorry,
guilt trip talaga.
Guilt trip, yan yung perfect word. Guilt trip.
And I know medyo mahirap na usapan to. It's a very sensitive topic, sa totoo lang. Nag-joke lang kami ni Cheryl to make it light. Pero in reality, parang na-feel namin yung bigat. Kasi I've talked to a lot of Filipino businesswomen and freelancers na ganito yung problema. And it's really hard to get out of this situation. Kasi nanay mo eh. And of course, we're taught, syempre sa Bible, di ba, 10 Commandments. Is that commandment number 4 ba? Yung honor thy father and thy mother. So, minsan, pati yung ginagamit ng mga parents yun.
Nila-leverage nila.
So, hindi mo na kami ino-honor. Pasaway ka na. Rebelde ka na. Pagka, yung kapag ba meron kang ginagawa na like business idea or path na hindi, what do you call this, hindi akma dun sa path na pinlano nila sa'yo. Kunyari, gusto nila, eto, example, may isa akong client. Dentist, kasi family of dentists. So, she took up dentistry dahil yun yung gusto ng father. Hindi niya talaga na-enjoy. And then, when, she left dentistry and then nag-freelancing siya, naging copywriter siya, which na-enjoy niya talaga. Pero yun nga, nagkaroon sila ng parang, ng friction ng mom niya. And then, yun yung parang last episode natin na minamaliit, na ano ba yan? Imbis na nagdentista, ganyan, inaatupag, kikita ka ba dyan, gano'n. So, grabe talaga yung naging effect sa kanya. Kaya lumapit siya dun sa akin. Kasi talagang na yun parang hindi naman siya depressed na tao. Pero lagi yung voice ng mom niya, lagi niya naririnig. Tapos it caused her parang to have a very low self-esteem, to question her decisions, kung tama ba, and then not feel proud about herself. And ang sakit kasi nun, pag sarili mong mom, hindi proud sa'yo.
Sorry, or dad, or any parent na kinalakihan mo na talagang nilolook up mo, pero hindi proud sa'yo dahil narcissist sila. Ayun lang. So, 'di ba, bakit nga ba mahirap mag-set ng boundary sa mga narcissistic parents? Ano ba talaga yung parang nagki-cripple sa isang tao na hindi siya makapag-set ng boundaries sa magulang niya pag nagiging narcissist na?
Bottom line talaga niya is the guilt of saying no. You feel guilty saying no because we were conditioned to always obey. And obedience means honoring our parents. And then, pagka hindi ka nag-obey, it means pasaway ka.
Or bastos ka.
Bastos ka, disrespectful ka.
Black sheep.
Utang na loob, black sheep ka, nagmamalaki ka na.
Ay, oo.
Diba, those are the words that we hear. And it really cuts deep sa atin, especially as children. And then we grow up thinking, kailangan natin i-sacrifice what we really want and desire para sundin kung ano yung gusto ng magulang natin. Kasi another thing that we were programmed is mother knows best or our parents know best, which is most of the time it's true habang bata pa tayo. Pero habang tumatanda tayo, syempre we have our own identity, our choices, our own experience, our own desires. So kapag nasanay tayo na palagi na lang sinasacrifice yung gusto natin just to follow them, kasi nga to please them.
Yeah.
Either way, kaya yung sasabi kong bigat ng topic kasi sa totoo lang, either way, mabigat siya.
Oo.
So, let's say, you follow your desire. Parang, yun nga, you will be labeled rebelde or black sheep. Or you will feel that guilt. Yung guilt yung pumipigil actually. And then, if you don't follow your desire naman and follow them, you will spend the rest of your life in regret or depression.
But here's the truth, mga kakuda. Respect is mutual. Hindi porket magulang mo sila, tama naman talaga, respeto natin yung mga magulang natin. But it doesn't mean na hindi nila tayo re-respetuhin pabalik kahit mas bata tayo sa kanila. And you are not disrespectful for protecting your peace, especially for saying no. For example, may sarili ka ng pamilya, pero yung parents mo humihingi pa rin ng pera. Parang, yung term na sandwich generation na parang palagi ka na lang naiipit sa dalawang family na kailangan mo mag-provide because gini-guilt trip ka nila pag di ka nag-provide. And pag hindi ka nag-provide, masama ka ng anak and they will tell it to everyone they know na masama kang anak. Tapos, another side naman yan, kung hindi naman nila sabihin sa ibang tao na masama ka, i-guilt trip ka nila by looking kawawa or feeling self-pity, ganyan.
Wala ka nang
pakialam sa akin. Ganyan. Oo, hindi mo na ako mahal. Yun.
Hirap talaga kasi pag guilt trip na tayo, yung awa natin, yung utang na loob natin kicks in. But remember, boundary setting is not rebellion. Okay? So, it's self-respect. Yung boundary setting, hindi siya rebellion. It's self-respect. It's respecting yourself first, na you're honoring na you are a sovereign being or meron akong sariling identity.
Yeah.
Lalo na if you're 30 years old and kontrolado ka pa rin ng parents.
Grabe, tanda na nun 30 years old.
Meron nga akong client, 50 plus na eh.
Wait, 50 plus?
Yeah.
Kontrolado pa rin ng parents?
Yes.
Paano? Quick lang, kwento mo, paano?
Kasi nga, very controlling yung mother and then medyo sensitive, very abusive.
Verbal, physical?
Lahat. Verbal, physical. So, lumaki siya na walang sariling diskarte kasi yung mom lagi yung nasusunod. Or may konti lang siyang gawin, ipapunish siya. It reflected dun nung nag-business na siya. Alam niyang kaya niya. Alam niyang he's so brilliant, he has the ideas. Pero pag malapit na siyang mag-succeed or feeling niya mag-fail, titigil na siya. Kasi andun yung voice ng mom na you're good for nothing, wala ka namang nagawang tama, ganun. And then, kailangan ko ano yung gusto ko, yun lang yung masusunod.
Grabe, walang nagawang tama.
Ganun. It's their form of control kasi. Hindi sila aware. Actually, they're not aware. Yung parents like that are not aware of the damage that they're doing. But when they say those things, pinapaliit nila yung bilib mo sa sarili mo para you still depend on them. That's how they still retain their control on us. Pero yun nga, I have real life stories of clients na, eto guys, sobrang medyo mabigat talaga to. Kaya medyo ako sa topic na to. Pagka ganyan kasi, wala talaga halos yung pagbabago. Hindi na talaga yan nagbabago. So, ang gagawin mo talaga dyan is sometimes you need to leave. As in,
you need to step away.
You need to leave, you need to step away, you need to have your own life. And it's hard, I know. But a lot of my clients have done that. And let's say, you stepped away. So yun, a real life example, isang client ko, nagsarili siya, bumukod siya. Her family, especially her mom, called her selfish, dramatic, disrespectful. Pero, ang kapalit naman nun is yung parang peace of mind niya. Kumbaga, sige, I can live with that. But I choose my peace of mind. Kasi na-realize niya, ang top value ko pala ay peace.
Yeah.
Hindi pera, peace talaga siya. And if that's how she thinks because of my decision to be independent and to stop this cycle na very toxic, then so be it. Basta ako, I will live on my own to have my peace. And it's not easy to step away. Pero isipin niyo lagi, yung healing, it can sometimes cost relationships.
Yes, totoo yan. Pagka nagbabago ka na kasi, kusang nagfa-fall out yung mga taong hindi na aligned sa dating ikaw.
Or hinihila ka pababa.
Kasi
takot sila sa version mo na hindi na nila makontrol.
For example, itong person na to, palagi nagbibigay ng pera sa parents. Tapos, na-feel niya na parang napapagod na ako parang wala ako naipon. Dami ko nang nabigay. Parang ganon. And then, yung feeling na torn siya, na nagigilty siya na, do I continue to provide for them? Do I continue to focus on myself, to invest in myself, ganyan. So, ang hirap na mamuhay na parang torn ka kung ano ba talaga yung gagawin mo. Kasi, namamanipulate ka ng magulang mo Parang, tinatak sa'yo na, may utang na loob ka sa amin. Diba? So, ang hirap. Nabanggit mo yung healing. How would you define healing? Kasi, for some people, yung healing parang albularyo. Parang ganon-ganon. Tapos, patawas. Ganon. Ikaw, how would you define healing in modern times?
Yun nga, it's very sensitive kasi when you're a product of a narcissistic parent, like you're a daughter or a son of a narcissistic parent, nag-grow up ka talaga with a lot of wounds, with a lot of shadows na when I say shadows, yung sa last episode, anything that you suppressed. Because you're so afraid na ma-withdraw yung love ng parent or yung care. So parang as a survival response, yung naging survival response mo is to please them, to be a people pleaser, to overgive, or maging hypervigilant. Like konting change lang ng reaction ng parent mo, parang natatakot ka na. So parang nadadala mo yun when you grow up. And nagiging hindrance siya in your hindi lang sa business in your relationships.
Yeah.
Minsan nakaka-attract ka rin ng narcissist or toxic na person.
Ang hirap niyan, parang hindi ka na naubusan ng narcissist sa buhay mo.
Yun na yung normal mo Or
normal.
Sa negosyo mo, you allow people to step on you. Diba? You allow employees to abuse you. You allow customers to lowball you.
Kasi yun yung normal sa'yo, na na-abuse ka. Parang default mo. Parang pag tinatrato ka ng tama, hindi ka sanay.
Kasi it sounds illogical, pero ganun talaga pag may, yun nga, yung wounds or shadows that parang very deeply buried na in the shadows from childhood. And since hindi naman ganun kahaba yung time natin, that's just a short explanation. But you ask what healing is. Healing is just, I don't really want to call it healing kasi hindi man ako healer. It's really reclaiming. It's a reclaiming of your power. Or if you never knew you had power, it's really getting that power. Na, ito pala yung feeling na I have power over my life.
Yeah.
And it's removing the guilt from the equation.
So, healing is reclaiming your power. Okay.
Yes. Reclaiming your tinatawag na sovereignty or yung pagiging individual mo that I'm in charge of my own life.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. Diba? So, I think that's healing Yung you're able to take charge of your own life without sabotaging and without feeling that guilt. That will stop you or that will make you go back to that toxic situation na follow ka lang ng follow, obey ka ng obey. So, healing is when you're able to make decisions on your own, not out of guilt.
Tsaka yung guilt is not a proof na you did something wrong.
Yes.
It shows na nag-work yung manipulation nung ginagawa sa'yo nung magulang mo.
Mismo.
Diba?
Hanggang nagigilty ka, it means nag-work pa din yung manipulation. That's a good point. Kasi, yun na-instill kasi ang guilt and fear as a method of control.
Yeah.
Even kahit saan, not just with parents, with religion, anything.
Even in marketing.
Marketing, politics,
yeah.
They use guilt and fear as a way to control you kasi grabe yung takot ng tao to do something wrong.
Yeah.
Kasi nga may need tayo to belong, may need tayo to be chosen, to be right, to be loved, diba? So, yun, parang nagagamit ng mga narcissistic parents, yung ganung fear ng child. Unfortunately, hanggang pagtanda, ganun pa rin.
Kahit yun nga, 58 years old or 50 years old na.
Ang mag-heal dun, hindi yung parent mo. Don't expect na mag-change ang isang narcissistic person.
Actually, tinanong ko yan sa'yo before, diba? Alam ko na, alala ko may message kita.
Ko, unfortunately, they don't change or very rare kasi they don't even acknowledge that they have something to change. So, what can you change? What can you control? Yourself. You can remove yourself out of the situation, lalo na pag pinapamukha lagi sa'yo na may utang na loob ka, nakatira ka sa poder ko, ganon. Move out. Have the courage to do that. Accept mo muna na you will be the bad person in their eyes, but prioritize your peace. Protect your peace, protect your energy. And then, yung good news, yung client ko na yun, yung nag-move out, no? She now is not triggered by her mom. Hindi nagbago yung mom, pero the way she reacts when her mom says things to her, hindi na siya triggered. Sabi niya, Coach, ang galing kasi I now see her through the eyes of parang wounded child din yung mom ko. Hindi nga galit Walang hatred, walang bitterness. Parang, I don't see her as a mother na when she's talking. I see her as a wounded child din na may pinagdaanan din kaya siguro siya ganyan. And it really helped her a lot, yung going through that shadow work na wounded child niya, wounded child ng mom niya, hindi pwede magsabay. So,
correct.
Siya yung nag-heal. Yung client ko, siya yung nag-alchemize or nag-change into a healthy parent. Kasi yung mom niya hindi na kaya.
Hindi na magbabago.
Kasi hindi na uso sa generation nila yun
Kasi nga may kasabihan din na you cannot teach old dogs new tricks, 'di ba? So ang much worse pa, hindi nila accepted na may mali sa kanila. And never nilang i-accept yun kasi anak ka lang. Sila yung tama. Wag na kayong mag-effort na pagbaguhin sila or i-wish na magbago sila because it will never happen. Diba?
Dami kong clients who stepped away courageously. Puro babae ito na businesswomen, freelancers, they stepped away. It was painful. Hindi lang months, it took mga years. But when they did, sobrang worth it daw. Yung peace of mind. And then, nag-thrive yung business. And then they had to set boundaries with the parent na ganito lang tayo magkikita. Hindi tuwing kailan gusto mo, pupunta ako dyan. They really had, and sa ating mga Pinoy, sobrang hirap nun.
Sobrang hirap. Kasi parang, we aim to please all the time. Like,
and we label it as bad pag ginanon mo yung parents.
Oo.
But remember, boundaries are not rebellion. They're your self-protection.
Yeah. So, the bravest thing talaga is to stop letting the guilt make decisions for you.
Yes,
Hindi ka pwedeng mag-decide dahil nagigilty ka. Kunyari, yun nga, for example, OFW, sending money to his or her parents, tapos pag di siya nagpadala, sobrang guilty siya. Kaya lahat ng decisions niya, dinadrive nung guilt niya na, sige na nga, magpapadala na ako, kahit
kasi
na,
naubos.
Exactly, kahit na may sarili siyang family, papadala pa rin siya. Kasi nga, yung decision niya to send money to the parents is driven by guilt. Diba?
And
Guilt.
yung pa rin, as seeking for validation from the parent. Na, ang bait ng anak ko nagpadala. Stop seeking for validation. And, yun nga, parang, I know this is really hard, but yun, tama yung sinabi ni Cheryl, stop letting guilt drive your decisions for you and choose your own path. choose your own path. Like, huwag kang matakot maging independent.
Yeah.
And then, if you really need support, maraming mga communities dyan, maraming mga mentors, mga coaches, even fellow business people or entrepreneurs or freelancers
who are going through the same thing.
We're going through the same thing. Kagaya diba yung sa batch nyo? I had a program kasi ng group coaching. Yung batch nila, Cheryl, yun yung first batch.
Pare-pareho.
Lahat sa 6 yata kayo ganun yung problema. So parang nagkaroon sila ng parang about that na okay, parang hindi ako nag-iisa. And hindi pala ako masama, ganun, for feeling this way. So, parang just make sure na when nakakarinig na kayo ng mga phrases na parang may kasamang pang guilt trip, i-assess nyo yung sarili nyo agad, na guilty ba ako?
Minsan, alam mo yung feeling na gini-guilt trip ka, hindi ko alam kung makaka-relate kayo lahat mga kakuda. Kasi yung feeling na pag nagigilty ka, parang minsan may physical, effect. Kunyari, meron akong friend, pag nagigilty siya or natitrigger siya ng nanay niya or tatay niya, nagkaka-eczema.
Oh, grabe. Nag-breakout sa skin.
Nagbe-breakout sa skin. Yung tipong lahat na, nagpa-test siya, allergy test, whatever. This is a true story, but I will not name names na lang. Pero, yun pala, when she moved out of their family home with away from her parents, unti-unti na siyang nag-heal. Yun pala, lahat na nag-clear na yung skin. Dati, halos wala na siyang mata. Ganun kalala.
Sabi ng doctor niya, wala daw talagang matrace na cause ng
wala.
allergy.
Sa lab test, wala allergy test, wala skin. Ano yung skin test, patch testing, whatever. Walang makita walang stress talaga from the environment. Yun.
From the controlling mom.
And hindi niya ma-accept yung fact na it was her mom. Kasi,
love niya
yung mami niya pinalaki siyang mabait, mapagmahal, pero hindi niya alam, lately na lang niya na-acknowledge na, oo nga, totoo, na gano'n. So, ang hirap.
Parang allergy yan kailangan you stop consuming or lumayo ka kung allergy ka sa pusa, lumayo ka sa pusa.
Oo.
Ganun din yun kunyari, yung allergy niya natatrigger ng stress, layuan niya yung cause ng stress. So, hindi masama to move out. Hindi masama to choose your own path. Hindi siya rebellion if it is costing you your soul or your peace of mind.
Tsaka hindi masama hindi magpadala ng pera, yung mga OFW dyan na laging nagigilty, or mga breadwinner. Yan, mga typical, suki ng mga guilt trip, yung mga breadwinner, panganay, na pag hindi kayo nagbigay sa parents nyo, sobrang sama niya ng anak. And, come to think of it, ask yourself, is it even true na masama kang anak? Totoo ba talaga na masama akong anak pag di ako nagbigay? Is it the end of the world? Ganon.
Or are you enabling or empowering yung pagiging dependent nila?
Oo. And, to be honest, I'm sure feeling ko may mga magagalit sa akin sa sasabihin ko na, for example, your parents are the type na kailangan niyong padalan lagi ng pera or i-support. Come to think of it, bakit ba sila dumating sa point na ganyan, na naging dependent sa inyo? Di ba dapat sila yung nag-prepare for themselves, for their retirement, for their pagtanda, na dapat nag-ipon man lang or nag-create ng income para pagtanda nila, hindi sila manghihingi sa anak. Diba? Come to think of it, sino bang may kasalanan kung bakit naging ganyan yung parents ng mga taong victims of financial abuse or yung mga narc parents? Sino bang may kasalanan, diba?
Ang dami nang left the group. Ang dami nang nasaktan.
Kaya, ang masasabi ko lang, if you're still here, nako, wow, nakikinig pa rin kayo. Ang brave nyo na inupuan nyo tong mahirap na topic na to. Kasi, I just wanna say, I'm proud of you na nakikinig ka pa rin. Kasi, it means nagre-register. Tama ba? Nagre-register sa kanila yung sinasabi natin.
Nakarelate ba kayo mga kakuda sa mga... So, recap lang natin sa mga kakuda.
Correct. Go.
So, yun nga, pag may mga signs na yung parent mo is a bit controlling or really controlling, di ba, yung mga gaslighting words na ganyan. And when you feel na parang nagiging hindrance na siya to pursuing your dreams for a business or whatever, wag kang, number one, don't feel guilty for choosing your own path. And number two, if needed, you really get yourself out of the situation. Kasi walang ibang way Until you live with the parent, di ba, they really have that power over you. So, to reclaim your power, sometimes, healing sometimes costs relationship, but not healing can cost you your soul. Like, can you live forever with that? Na,
Oo, ang hirap
control
nun.
ka lang.
Grabe.
Like, yung client ko na 50-plus-year-old, he's living with so much regret and pain right now, na at 50, ganun pa rin. So, sabi ko, it's not too late. But of course, the pain is real. The regret is so real.
Before we end, nai-imagine nyo ba yung sarili nyo? Like, at 50, you live with so much regret. Diba parang ang hirap nun? Dahil nagpa-control ka. Dahil naniwala kang masama kang anak by not obeying your parents.
And you allow guilt to drive your decision.
Oh, yun. So, kung napagod kayo today, napagod din kami.
Ako nabigatan ako eh.
Wait lang. Ang dami kasing realizations, no? So, before we end, we just wanna say, so, breathe. Kung na-trigger kayo sa topic namin, huminga kayo. Breathe. Meditate kung kailangan. So,
or message us.
Message us kung may gusto kayong i-share. By the way, our subscribers, our listeners are actually messaging us pag may issues or gusto lang i-share or comment kung anong mga episode natin or suggestion sa mga next topic. So, yeah, to end this, sobrang proud kami sa inyo na nagstay kayo hanggang dulo. Kahit triggering na.
Magulang nyo na-trigger.
Yeah, at yung mga magulang nyo, malapit na kayong saktan.
Someone has to say it. Diba?
Yeah, someone has to tell you the truth. And we're not saying we're experts, but we have our own experiences din.
Tayo lang yung boses ng mga hindi nila masabi.
Silent sufferers.
Mga silent sufferers.
Oh, yeah. Tayo yung voice. So, thank you so much, mga kakoda, and see you on the next episode.
Bye, mga